All right. I think I am live again. All right. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm sorry that I came out of that chat, but I need to start over clearly because nobody heard anything I was saying before. So we're gonna do this again. See if people join back in. Hello, family. Welcome. My name is Chantal Salmon, and I am the founder of the Light Body Holistic Clinic, which I've been running for about 28 years. I do iridology, herbal medicine, and I'm a life food chef. We specialize in signature juice cleanses, and I hope that y'all can hear me now. We had a little audio problem there. But please write in the chat and let me know if you can hear me so I can keep moving forward. But today we're going to dive into a topic that's often overlooked and is critical to every aspect of your life. And if you were to ask, what is single biggest factors that contribute to lasting energy, mental sharpness, fat burning, building muscle, um, most people say fitness and diet, but it actually is sleep. Yeah, sleep. The quality of sleep dramatically impacts every aspect of your life, and so you want to explore. We want to explore this with your health and make sure that you understand um, how important it is. It creates lasting energy, and that energy powers you through the day. Great, you can hear me. Thank you very much. All right, so um, that extra cup of coffee or the energy snacks that you tend to have to help to give you that energy, you can get from that sustained energy from your proper sleep. So you want to get in there and get in that restorative kind of sleep. It really helps with cellular repair. It helps with muscle recovery. It helps you to just feel replenished. It's like pressing the reset button and you wake up really nice and refreshed. Lacking of sleep now leads to a cascade of negative things because that tiredness and fatigue kind of lingers even if you have caffeine. You still kind of have mood swings and you're foggy and you're not at your optimal best. And when we talk about natural biohacks, this is one of those biohacks. Getting in quality sleep is something that you can do easily. What happens is that you really need to have a routine in place. You need to have time before you to go to sleep so you can bring yourself down into sleep position. And I mean that by some people take showers. I have a drink that I'm going to talk to you later about. Some people do a nice soothing tea. Some people change the mood or music. They get their room dark. They get away from the computer a couple hours before they have to go to bed because that blue light is stimulating to your body system. So you want to be able to get away from it so you can get yourself into sleep. And I mean, this is part of the intake form for me when I in clinic, and lots of people have so many descriptions about their sleep. The sleep is broken. They take long to fall asleep. They just generally sleep short hours. They're up late at night watching movies and stuff like that. And the lack of sleep really because a lot of people complain about fatigue, and some of this fatigue has to do with not getting that proper nourishing sleep that you really need. And sleep is one of those natural ways of recharging your body system. So it definitely helps with mental sharpness. And most people know you can wake up. and not getting enough sleep, and you're kind of foggy at the beginning of the day. Your decision making, you struggle with creativity, that becomes a challenge as well. And you're running on kind of empty, not at full capacity. So you need to pay attention because it's critical to cognitive function. And you can set your routine. You need to be realistic about it. If it's 10 to 6, it's 10 to 6 that you're sleeping. If you can get in 7 or 8 hours, would be awesome. But it helps give your brain time to collate those memories, process information that you absorb during the day, clear out toxins that have accumulated, so that when you get up, you have a nice, sharp mind. You're emotionally balanced because another thing that happens, it definitely affects your mood and your creative thinking really can be affected by it. So you don't want to skip your sleep. You don't want to lose your rest. You need to make sure that you prioritize your sleep. Um, your sleep actually helps um, with your blood sugar levels not getting out of hand. There is a whole rhythm that your body goes through to get you ready when you wake up in the morning. Most people notice that their blood sugar spikes a little bit, and it's an automatic thing that your body goes through to get you ready for the day. So it knows that you have need energy and drive to get the day started. So if you're not getting enough sleep, those all those things are not going to kick in because it didn't get enough sleep to regulate your system to put those things in place. So it's critical that your sleep becomes a priority for you. Another thing about sleep is it actually helps with the burning of fat and building of muscle. So if you're the type of person that's in their strength training and you really want to eat clean, exercise, your silent partner is your sleep. Okay, because when you catch up on your sleep for your busy day, your body now produces hormones that are vital for muscle growth and to burn fat. They're essential fuel for the body to ability to build lean muscle and to shed excess fat. Those things happen while you are sleeping, and all this process is disturbed once you're not getting enough sleep and you're struggling to burn fat efficiently. Um, so you don't want to put in all that work during the day. You did your exercises, you did your meditation, you got through the day nice and clear, and then you stay up all night watching movies. Um, the next day is going to tell on you, and after 4 or 5 days, you'll see that it deprives you of eating properly. Um, you feel hungrier faster, you have stronger cravings because your body is trying to catch up in terms of its mental and physical energy levels. So it's crucial that sleep fixes those metabolism needs while you're sleeping. Okay. The other thing that it does is it actually boosts your immune system. So lots of repairs go on while you're asleep, and one of the other ones that go on is your white blood cells getting there, and it really helps to clear out excess things that are not necessary. Now you combine that sleeping well with um, intermittent fasting, and it becomes even more efficient. And all the excess proteins that are floating around, your body releases a protein called cytokines, and these cytokines are key in fighting off infections and reducing inflammation and really just protecting the body. So this happens while you're asleep. So you want to be able to defend yourself from any kind of invasion. So you give your body time to rest, and it becomes more resilient, and that's what you want. So you're being chronically sleep deprived, so you do this day after day after day, you're not going to be able to build a good immune system. So it really leaves you vulnerable. And in this day and age, with so much stuff going on, the last thing you want is to have low resistance. You want to be able to naturally defend yourself, even if you're adding in supplements. This is a natural protection that you can always use. So make sure that you get in your 7 to 8 hours sleep so you can boost your immune system better than any supplement can. Okay, it's a natural way of protecting yourself against cancer, dementia, diabetes. Okay, so you because for this to work, you have to do a combination to get your lifestyle, and it's not just one thing. Because people focus on just the fitness and the eating clean, and even that, our idea of fitness and eating clean can be very different. So as we go along in the series, we will talk some more about that as well. But I do this a lot in the mornings and I see it a lot with my clients. Once they get going on the green drinks, they prioritize their sleep, their data cleanse, their energy level starts to soar. And once their energy level soars, then you become very productive, especially in the morning hours, where you can thrive on fewer hours of sleep and your strength and dedication to a task can be focused. Okay, but this means you're eating cleaner in burning fuel. Your body doesn't have to take so long to digest things. What you're putting in is pre-digested to some degree when it comes to your blended green fusion, which we talked about last week, or your salads, with just more high raw foods or live foods, sun cooked foods. Those things put less pressure on your digestive system and your gut, so then you have a lot more energy to give. And this is where it's easier now for your body now to get into a different mode where your sleep level doesn't have to be 7, 8 hours. It can be 6 hours. And you can get through all your tasks quite well and be clear headed, be able to solve problems, make good decisions. But it takes time to reach that stage, and that means becoming more highly raw food um, with your raw food intake. So your routine during the day and your routine during the night are something that you need to prioritize, and we'll talk about that some more as we go along problem solving. But I wanted to talk to you also a little bit about some different herbs that are traditionally soursop has become very popular right now, but traditionally soursop was used, especially across the Caribbean, to help you to sleep. So it is one of the teas I have in your drink that I'm going to talk to you about a little later on. Valerian root is another one that in North America you can get easily. It's quite bitter, but it works. It has that natural sedative effect. One of the ones I like because it is very mild and soothing is passion flower. It's very good for strengthening your heart, but it's also a very relaxing herb. So this is something that you can use as well. Lots of people use chamomile. That's even a milder, a more gentler herb, but it does have its effects. And depending on what's keeping you up at night, ashwagandha is also helpful because a lot of times our mind is turning from the stresses of the day before or things that have to come up in the future. And ashwagandha is very helpful in helping you to reduce that stress. I would also put blue verbena in that category in terms of stresses of disease. You can combine passion fruit and blue verbena if you're living in the Caribbean. If not, you can do ashwagandha and or valerian root to see how the combinations work for you. It also helps people ashwagandha with balancing your hormones. So when blue verbena also works for that as well. So when it comes to menopause, these are some of the herbs that you can use. Now we talked about the blue lights, getting away from computers, phones. Um, those things interfere with your body's natural ability to sleep, and it actually suppresses the melatonin that you need to regulate sleep. So you want to maybe an hour and a half before you actually are going to bed, cease from all those things. Have a practice where you do some other things, make a tea for yourself, take a long bath or a shower, and get your body ready for a good night's sleep. You also want to regulate the lights and temperature in your rooms. Make it as dark as possible. Um, make the temperature cool. These things tend to really help. If y'all have any questions, you can put them in the chat so that I can answer them as we go. Lots of people now, because the app is there, they track their sleep, and this gives you a good indication of when you're in deep sleep, when you're in REM sleep, and when you're a light sleeper. And some of these things are helpful for you to know really how long you had a good, deep, nourishing sleep. So you can do that as well if you have a tracker. Sometimes they come on your phone, and if you have your phone close to you, or you can get one of those Fitbits. They have rings now. But the most important part, I think, once you have a routine down, is consistency. Okay, which is tends to be very difficult if people have more of a routine of going out, socializing a lot. You need to do it so that you still get to your sleep time, especially during the week when you're working. You want to be really productive and on top of things. You want to have the same time that you go to bed every night. So you need to prioritize it. Um, Sometimes soothing music can help as well. Rainfalls, oceans, waves. People tend to use those because now you have music that you can put on that can be soothing to your system, but make sure that the no screen is on so that it doesn't affect or stimulate you in any way. You know what I mean? You can put it on black screen. So let's get to the drink, and then we'll continue on because I did want to talk about some negative um, dangers of being sleep deprived. And surprising, it does skyrocket chronic conditions. Okay, so you're already having a problem with heart weakness or the blood flow in your body system, your blood sugars are not regulated. Um, Lack of sleep does not help. Insufficient sleep actually makes things worse because it does not regulate your blood pressure properly. So, long term, you can see inadequate sleep can cause disturbances and lead to increases in serious health issues. So, you really want to prioritize your sleep. Lack of sleep can take its toll on your mental well being. We talked about that. So, managing your stress is important, and your anxiety, your moods, depression, so on. But you can get yourself in a vicious cycle because of the mood, you don't want sleep, or it's a restless sleep. So this is where these teas come in, and they can be helpful when we can regulate and prioritize different teas for different particular problems. So when I do the intake and I find out more about people's sleep pattern, I can put together a tea. Sometimes I do a personal tea which includes maybe one of those things, depending on what's going on. Especially for a lot of people right now, it's stressful. So you use ashwagandha. They tend to have quite a bit of anxiety, which actually affects their gut health. So you need to combine the teas where you're putting together something to help with the emotions, but also to help strengthen the stomach lining and make it easier for them to digest the food. And on top of all of that, I usually give people an action plan to follow so that they can lead themselves away from certain foods that build up too much acid, don't work well with the absorption rate that they have. So I like to combine the two. This is why when a person comes in, I like to find out what their chief complaints are. You do the iridology, but then you can put the two together, and it makes it easier now to build out what direction they want to go in and focus on their chief complaints and get those things prioritized. And you can step back at a later date and look at some of the other issues that they're having, whether it be sinus related, water retention, um, joint pains. There can be a myriad of different things, but you really want to focus in on what the person is perceiving to be the chief complaint that they're having right now. So, um, by doing the intake form before I take the pictures, it gives me a good overall picture of if you're exercising, what your eating profile is like. Some people are intermittent fasting or they're trying it. But they eat whatever they want. So the body is still struggling with that. Some people eat clean, but they're still drinking alcohol, and the two things don't marry well. So they can be different combinations. I didn't even mention that. I didn't think to mention that before, but some people use alcohol to help them to sleep, and that is long term, obviously, it's a problem. I mean, a one off thing, yes, obviously it's going to work, but alcohol is quite acidic, it can be quite stimulating, and obviously it's extremely dangerous poison to your body system. So having it in small amounts um, once in a while is very different from using it as your go to having a drink before bed every night. You don't really want to get into that because that just begs you to increase your risk of having some of these problems, diabetes, things of that nature. Um, so my challenge to you is to set a consistent bedtime. Get yourself into a common routine before bed, about an hour before, and work on your sleep environment to make it as comfortable as possible for you to sleep well. Make sure you're getting free flowing air. Make sure that you turn off all your lights before you go in. You don't have excess um, gadgets in your bedroom so that all these little red and blue lights are on. Don't lie down and fall asleep in front of TV, that kind of thing. So make sure that you don't do any of those things and set and prioritize and protect the time that you have to sleep and make sure that you're comfortable in what you're wearing or not wearing to bed. So let's talk about this sweet dream elixir. So, um, I like to build out drinks. So it's one of my fun things to do. And so the three herbs that I thought of using would be soursop. You're using the dry leaves, about 2 tablespoons, two bay leaves, and a cinnamon stick, half of a cinnamon stick, with about 2 cups of water. And you bring that to simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes, a little bit longer if you want. But using the soursop dry means that it's broken down the cell wall, so now it's easier for the medicines to come out, which is what you really want. Okay, you strain it, you let it cool a little bit, and then obviously as a raw foodist, I would take a fresh coconut and dig it out, put it in my NutriBullet, and add the tea to it and blend it again and strain that. Okay. If you don't want to go to all that trouble, if it's late in the night, you can add some coconut milk or some almond milk unsweetened to your tea, and then you can put it back in the blender and you can add in some cocoa. Okay, you want the pure cocoa powder or grate or cocoa stick. If you use a cocoa stick, you can put the cocoa stick and the milk in the tea as it's simmering on the stove. Okay, just so it breaks it down and gets some of the fats to the surface of the drink. Then you can sweeten it with whatever sweetener you would like, but coconut palm sugar is my choice. So you can then add about a teaspoon of coconut palm sugar. That has a kind of malty flavor, so it really makes the chocolate taste yummy. I love to add baobab powder, which is optional that you can add in, as well as lion's mane. Lion's mane powder is a brain stimulant. Um, in terms of helping your cognitive ability. So if you're noticing that the brain fog is lingering, this is one of those things that you can add in. I do have a brain boost elixir online that you can also see, and some of these things aren't in there, but this one is a little more focused on your sleep as a priority. And this is served warm. Okay, you want to now open up the blood vessels so that the relaxation of the soursop can get in there and really relax you to get you ready for bed. Okay, so this is where you would have those sweet dreams. All right, so we're working on 8 hours of sleep, non-negotiable. You want to prioritize your sleep. Make sure that's important, just as important as your workout, just as important as your diet plan, just as important as getting in your supplements every day. So is your sleep. There are other things I also think they're important, but we're focusing on sleep tonight. Okay, so you want to make sure that you can work on this. Do anybody have any questions as we go along? I find it fascinating now that I can see the chat and I'm getting everything to work well. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat for me. I'll talk a little bit about some of the other things we do at the clinic. So the Light Body Holistic Clinic is at number 24 Pelican in Barbados. But you can also reach me online where I do consultations. If you check out my website, which is organicearth.ca, you'll see courses that we have up. We have a membership site for our wellness warriors, um, and that site is amazing. We got I've sent out some sneak peeks on Instagram if you follow me there. Um, and on Saturday, we did, what did we do? It was a fun one though, because I went into the market and was able to just buy different things and put them together. There were guavas in the market, there was golden apples in the market, mangoes, soursop. There were so many wonderful things, pineapples. We were able to make a myriad of different things. But I did a lentil pesto salad. I did a mint, avocado mint, um, what would you say, pudding, and I made a drink with guava and watermelon, which is actually really yummy. The watermelon, seeded watermelon, was ripe and ready to go, and they had beautiful pink guavas. So the combination was absolutely delicious, and that's something that I think everybody should try. But 5 o'clock on Saturdays, I usually get together with the wellness warriors, and we talk, but I also always do some dishes. I love to do a different drink, whatever I see going on in the market. I put together some kind of dish, whether it be a salad. Right now, people have done cleanses and they're coming back from their cleanses, so I didn't want to do anything too fancy or gourmet. So I really kept it to um, soup, salads, puddings, things like that. We haven't done a soup recently, but it is something that watercress soup is one of my favorites. But what I am seeing sprouting up a lot since the rains have come in my garden is nettles, singing nettles. So I want to do a nice nettle soup um, for everybody. because that is extremely nourishing, just as nourishing as the watercress soup. Um, so my favorites is nettle soup, watercress soup. I do make a conch soup, which is a Brazil nut based soup, and a soup out of Nigeria, which is pumpkin and peanut for those people that can have grown nuts. I like when the groundnuts are in season and they're nice and soft and milky. They make a wonderful, wonderful um, soup. Then there is, well, the salads. There is such a wide variety of things you can put in your salads. Um, right now in my garden, I do have watercress coming, but I have Swiss chard coming. Um, so I'm going to, and I love to do different sprouts. So I have also been teaching my class, or in the membership, we have been doing talking about sprouts. We talked about mushrooms and we talked about sprouts. So I'm going to get an inoculated bag of mushrooms so I can show you them um, going through the whole process of going from inoculation all the way through to when you pick them, and then we're going to make some things with them. We did put pink oyster mushrooms in salad on Saturday, but I also went through showing how to do different sprouts at home, which is something that is important, especially if you're doing high raw. You want to be able to get your amino acids or your proteins from sprouts, mushrooms, nuts. Those are better sources than beans or peas, which will be a little more gassy. So when you're doing hydro, you have to do it in a different way, and you can prioritize what you're putting in your green drinks in the morning. So you're getting in your fruits, your greens, your omega threes. We talked about this last week, and you want to prioritize all those things so that it's a living, fresh um, green smoothie. I usually use coconut water as my base, and you have that drink first thing in the morning, and it's a really good way to start the day. I tend to do it after I have exercised. I go through my strength training without eating, and then after that, I'll have my green drink and I'll have some fruit. Or I do make a granola cereal, which I do mostly with nuts as opposed with seeds as opposed to nuts, so it's not so fattening. And I would make a fresh milk to go with that. Um, so I'm just breaking down some of the daily routine. So you go from your sleep routine into beginning your day as clean as possible. So these are some of the things that you can do when you want to get smoothly into high raw. And this is what we focus on in the community to get people to that stage. So we go through different cleansing programs. Sometimes it's a green cleanse, a coconut water cleanse, a watermelon cleanse. There are different types of cleanses, but it gets you into the habit, and that still has nothing to do with your intermittent fasting, which is something I'm definitely gonna do a show just on that there. And we I do consultations online so people can get a chance to talk to me one on one. You go in deep, find out what's going on with them, and you put together an action plan for them. They still participate with everything within the community because you need that support. Nothing is better than family support when it comes to doing something that is so different and outside the box. Because when you're looking around, everything's cooked, so you need to have that support and accountability um, from from doing your green drinks to making amazing salads, putting them up so everybody can see some of the amazing work that you're up to. All those things are really good as part of the community, which you can um, you can check out once you go online. And I do have a video series up. You put in your email and you get the free video series, which answers quite a few of the questions where you get your protein from. Are you going to get too small? Things like that. So that you can get some of those questions answered in the back of your mind before you join up for the membership or any of our courses. Because we have a Jumpstart course as well as a Cleanse, Nourish, and Reset course, um, which we're running as well. Okay, there's some other courses, but you can see them all if you go on organicearthIO.ca. So, thank you very much for listening, and I will be back next Wednesday with another one of those beautiful educational pieces for you. Thank you.